guys, I was just looking out my window at the beautiful day, and I thought today I would make you a video about the supplies that we're going to be using and moving forward with some of these art projects. Some of these things you might have at home, some of them you might have to order, so I'll give you some resources for ordering things so you can make some really cool art. Okay, parents, take note of stuff that you might need to find, and also factor yourself into these supplies, because it would be really cool if you joined in with your kids and made some of these fun projects too. I know you always want to. Do it! Now's the time! Okay, first we're going to talk about paper. So this is just regular, heavy kind of cardstock paper. This is great for drawing on just because it has a little bit of durability. Copy paper, anything you have at home is totally fine. Just use what you've got and don't stress about it being like the perfect thing. But maybe you already have this. This is really nice for drawing, colored pencil, oil pastel, anything. The other kind of paper that you might want to get is watercolor paper. It's really obviously great for painting watercolor. It's also just really heavy duty. This is also fun to use. You can use oil pastel on here as well and do some blending techniques that we might get into later. But again, if you have some, great. If not, you can order it. This is the kind that is really good. You can find this at Michael's online at the store. I have no idea what's going on, if we're supposed to stay in or not, but you can definitely order this. I'll give you some resources to online places that I always order from, but this stuff is great, and it comes in a pack of, I think, 30, and it's really heavy, and it should only be, I don't know, $8 or $9. So that's paper. And then another thing that is super fun to use, and you might have this at home already, and that is high gloss photo paper. I had a ton of them in the little like sample sizes, like the 4x6s that I would get whenever I got ink. But this is really fun too. It's just a glossy photo paper, and I'm sure your kids have told you about some of the projects we've done on this before. It's so fun because you can draw, you know, anything with markers, and it's like doesn't smudge. It's like immediate, it absorbs all the ink, and it gives you these really great sharp lines that are fun. And you can also just use your markers and color like right over it, right over the black. Really cool effects can happen. And then also we have this fun technique with foil and water that we can do later too, and it's really fun for that. So if you have any of this, or you can get your hands on any, great. Ask around. Maybe your neighbors have things that they're not using. I think this is a good time to be resourceful and reach out to people and say like, hey, do you have any of that? And you'll never know what people are going to have like at their homes just sitting there not being used. So again, that's the photo paper. All right. I thought of a couple other things. Any construction paper you have, paper bags, anything. You can make something out of everything. It's really fun to draw on like natural cardboard because it gives a totally different tone to things. So try that. Paint on boxes, paint on paper bags. Yeah, it can be cool. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to move into was markers. Crayola markers are great. That's what we use in our class. They're just inexpensive. They have good pigment. You can turn them into paint like I showed you in our little watercolor thing. The washable ones aren't as good as the regular classic ones, and they come in a classic pack of colors, and then they also come in one that has like the neons and these like lighter purples, which I forget what it's called. But those are available as well. I know they have them like at Target and stuff like that. So Crayola markers are great. Sharpies are awesome. These are actually from Staples. This is a Staples brand of thick and a more thin marker. Same as Sharpies. That's I got what I have for markers. And now, let's move into paint. So, tempera paint, if you want to get into that. Tempera paint. This is from Lakeshore Learning, which I think has like the best paint. I love them. I stock up every time I go there. But you can also order this anywhere. You can order these in much smaller quantities in bottles. Like I said, probably like Michaels.com. It might take a little while for your delivery to come, but also Amazon too. I mean, I know everyone's on Amazon, but they go to have it there. Or else if we can still go to stores, I totally support Northwest Art and Frame in West Seattle. They're wonderful. And so if you want to keep it local, definitely go there. They have really, really good art supplies. The other things we had, I used these yesterday. These I thought were watercolors, but I think they're actually little tempera cakes. And these I got at the $1.50 store. And I noticed these come in lots of those art kits that kids get as a gift. Like you'll get like this big like suitcase full of art supplies. And I've noticed those coming in there. So maybe you have these too. This is like a really good time for the giant suitcase of art supplies Christmas present that you might have in your house because everything's in there. Dig that out. So that's those. I don't have any pan watercolors to show you because I've been using a lot of liquid ones lately, but Crayola makes a good brand. I've used those in the past in my classes. Okay, then these, I can't tell which way the camera's gonna be, are quick sticks. And these are like my new favorite thing ever. They're a solid tempera paint stick is what they are. And they're really cool. These I think cost like $6 or $8. You can order them on Amazon, I know, and at like art supplies, but I'm going to show you these because if you're afraid of tempera paint, which I know some families are because it can be pretty messy, these come in these cool little, they're like glue sticks. And pop them open and just rub it on your paper. They fill in pretty cool. The thing about these, which is so cool, is you can layer. Look what happens when you layer the yellow over the orange. Or the yellow over the pink. It makes kind of a cool, like, orangey color. But check it out. They dry, like, so fast. Where's my finger? There. Can you hear that? In, like, less than 30 seconds, they're dry. And so these are way fun for doing projects. Look at that creamy orange. Let me go grab a project that we did earlier in the year. I don't even know if you guys have seen these yet because your poor kids' portfolios are being held hostage at the school right now. But let me go get a project. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is a project that we did with quick sticks, and the whole background is just painted randomly. And then we took some rubber stamps, and actually these are just daisies from the dollar store that we brushed some white paint on and then pressed them down and made these really cool prints. So you can see how cool like layering is, and then you can layer over it. With paint, you can draw. Here's another kind of version. You can draw over it with some marker to do cool stuff and add some details with colored pencil. So I'm really loving the quick sticks, especially for, home artists. And yeah, the color is just so vibrant. Look at that. Love it. Okay, so that's paint. And now the next thing I want to go into are... These are our oil pastels. These are Pentel. I like this brand the best. And you can order these for sure. The 25 colors are pretty good. It comes with a really good variety of colors, so you might invest in one of these. They shouldn't be too expensive either, but oil pastels are something that we'll definitely be using. And if you want to, some kids really love the chalk pastels too. So these are fun. And the funnest part about these is, wait, I'll show you with the other one. There's a 12 pack and a 24 pack. And the funnest thing about them is opening a brand new box of them. It's like, ah! It's so exciting. They're beautiful. They're all lined up. They're not broken yet. They're not dusty. Anyway, you might buy them and you'll never use them. You might just want to look at them like I do. They're beautiful. Okay, so that's the 24 pack. And this is the 12 pack. So still a lot of colors in the 12 pack. So those are some of the things we're going to be using. And I'll list some resources for you, some links so you can find them online easily and get yourself set up. You don't have to always buy all of them, but whatever you think you might enjoy using. Hey, so I hope that was helpful, and stay tuned for another lesson coming soon from me. And Ellie. Ellie, there you are. Me and Ellie. Bye. One other thing I thought you guys might appreciate, seeing my little setup of my table. And I'm sharing my space with this giant life-size, larger than life-size thing of Timothy Chalamet that my daughter made. So yeah, homeschool at work here at our house. Woohoo!